Okay, here is where we left off the other day, in the other session. So basically, we created our project. Now we're gonna to make it live. We're gonna to basically use a DigitalOcean service to serve it, and then basically um, make it live. And then we have a URL, and everyone in different part of the world will be available and have access to it. So the problem here is that now we're working with Windows, and most of the service providers basically are working with Linux, and it is faster. Basically, it is more secure. So we're here. The problem is how we um, basically systematically transfer data from Windows to Linux. And here is where we're going to have a session in order to set up our Git and our GitHub, and then we'll see how we can make this transaction as smooth as possible. So you can go ahead and create your GitHub. So as you see, I have a GitHub here, but it doesn't have any repository in it. So this is one thing you need to do. The other one is to Git and download the Git. So when you search for Git, basically go to the downloads and serve the window and select the associated Windows or Linux if you're working with Linux. And then also go to the GitHub and then just sign up. It's basically your basic information, and just go ahead and we'll end up with this empty space. So here, what we're going to do, we're going to create a repository, and this is the repository that will save our project. So the project name was DRF image server, right? So it makes sense basically if I give the same name for my repository, but that's kind of a long name, so I'll go ahead with a source, basically src, which means for source, and that's it. So if I had some private thing, so if it was my own web page, I would put it on a private. So do you. And here in my case, I'll put it as public, so you have access to it in case you want to see the code. So just give it a repository name and go ahead, create repository. And then it tells us what we're supposed to do. So I'll just grab this and bring it over here, and my um, PyCharm here too. So here it says basically to initialize a Git. So what I'm gonna do, so I'll just open up the folder here to show you what actually happens. So I go ahead and then say do git init. Okay, so once I do a git init, you see that this folder is going to be created for me. Okay, it wasn't here, so let me delete that for you, and then open up this one and Git init. So that is going to be created for me, right? So the next step would be just to add everything to my Git. But before that, I just don't want all the junks to go into my repository. So what I can do, I can go ahead and create a git ignore file. So it is going to be a file. So make sure you put the dot over here and then git ignore. Okay. And what are the things? So I want this git ignore to be added to repository itself. Cancel. So I don't want that. So you see nothing has been, so I created a repository, it's empty, that's why everything is brown. All right, anyways, so from here, I see the project folders, right? So the first thing I don't want to go there is idea, because that is for PyCharm, and I don't want that to be there. So the other one would be based off this, DB SQLite 3. I don't want that either. DB SQLite 3. And one thing that I certainly don't want to go there is my environment, right? So that is my virtual environment. So venv, okay, venv. Okay, so these are three things I just want to ignore. So now I go ahead and I would do git add everything and ignoring those. So basically init, initialize it. Now I'm adding stuff to it. All right. So now you see that the things turn green, which means all of these are added to um, my repository, right? Now, and now I'm gonna to commit them. So the first part is, and the last part is git um, commit and and then first commit. So that's my cheat sheet here, right? And there we go. Okay, all of these is added to my Git repository, right? And then the next would be now to communicate with my GitHub, right? Which is this. And now I am gonna copy and paste the whole thing here. Copy and paste. Looks like I can copy and paste, so I'll go ahead and get remote add origin and then HTTPS. It's a simple URL, github.com, and then this is the name of your repository, your GitHub, and click add, and then src git. Okay. Let's make sure I don't have any typo. Okay. All right. So okay, and now the last would be this. All right. So get doesn't like to be paste, push, and then origin master. Now we should ask about credential. So that would be credential for my repository because it's going to connect to that, right? So and click, and then here would be my password that I provided when I created that. So okay, I'll log in. All right. So now let's refresh this page. And there we go. So we have our project up here. And the only thing that remains is just to do something like this. Here, git, and then pool. Something similar to that, not here though, in my Linux. So in my Linux, if I do this, it just download the whole source code for me, right? And then we're gonna see that on the next session.